Dash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GreatMillstone, and peace and blessing to the elect of Israel. And as you see the title's lesson, just says current events, today's date being March the 14th, 2022, the year of turning up of YAHAWASHI and his prophecies. Matter of fact, get that in Revelation 19th chapter. In the 10th verse, going into his testimony is the spirit of prophecy. And you go into the word prophecy, pro meaning before, foresee means to tell. All right, so to foretell. Okay, going into the future events that's happening that the Lord spoke of. Probably grab that in Isaiah 46, declaring the end from the beginning. Okay, so the end is manifest. All right, the things that are happening upon planet Earth are preordained, and the prophets have the secrets, as it says in the book of Amos. The Lord reveals a secret unto his servants and prophets. All right, and the prophets have been set up to be watchmen for the nation of Israel. Okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans were the true biblical Israelites, waking up to their understanding in these last days, as we've been discontinued from that heritage. All right, being a lost touch commandments of the Lord. All right, now being awoken. All right, speaking of my apostle knows on down to this great awakening that's happening throughout the four corners of the earth. And like YAHAWASHI said, this gospel shall be preached throughout the four corners, and then the end shall come. So that's what we're watching for, the end, and it's hastening greatly. Okay, the time's coming where this world that you see here now is not going to be in existence no more. A new world's going to be put on top of it. All right, being the promise the Lord told us that in his last days he's going to set up a kingdom. All right, it's going to trump all these kingdoms before, these heathen kingdoms that ruled before. And it's going to be the everlasting kingdom on the YAHAWASHI and 144,000 and the rest of 1/3 the elect. And eventually the rest of our nation, 2/3 rebellious of our people once they're born back in the kingdom. That's right. But you get that real quick.
Just the book of Revelations 19. I'm going to start at verse 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him."
Yep, so this is John the Revelator. An angel appeared unto him, and we're going into what happened. It said he fell upon, well, read it,
Verse 10 again. "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of YAHAWASHI."
So the angels of the Lord, they're servants just like us, all right, but they're in a different form, as they're perfect. They're in the angelic form. They don't get tired, they don't make mistakes, they don't go off, but they're here. Okay, they're in a dimension that is not perceivable by our physical eyes. It's only perceivable by our spiritual eyes, and they can choose when and where they want to be revealed. Okay, and that's what the Lord does. By giving them orders, he revealed himself onto John the Revelator. Here in this prime example. All right, and how much more these times we're going into, as Daniel 12 chapter says, Michael's going to come down. All right, Archangel Michael's going to come down and intervene and protect the Lord's elect. Okay, because that's the time we're coming into very far out things. All right, and it's all ultimately to glorify the Lord. But I finished the precept over sure.
It reads on. It says, "I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of YAHAWASHI. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of YAHAWASHI is the spirit of prophecy."
Yep, so the testimony of our Lord is the spirit of prophecy. That's why, the spirit that's hopped upon our elders and apostles, all right, going into the servants and prophets, is to prophesy. It says, the lion hath roared, who will not fear? It says, the Lord hath spoken, who can yet but prophesy? Right. And Jeremiah had a fire in his belly, okay, that he had to speak the words of the Lord. And that's what we're doing, okay, because, hey, who can turn the words of the Lord back? Okay, the Lord said, the spirit of prophets are subject unto the prophets. So what the prophets are here to do is, once they're awoken, as scripture say, time and chance happen unto us all. Once they're awoken, okay, they stand upon their feet and they prophesy. All right, because you want to get that in.
I want to get a quick word.
Go.
All right, the word prophecy is the brothers going into prophecy. Okay, it says prophecy is a noun. It says the function of a prophet. Okay, as you see in John the Revelator, all right, he was a prophet. He was prophesying the times of the end. Okay, it says the gift of interpreting the will of the gods. Okay, so that's the gift of interpreting, all right, the scriptures. All right, so the Lord has called us in these last days to give you guys the interpretation of these things, since we're going into the current events, the things that's happening. All right, we're foretelling you and telling you the things to come upon here, especially Babylon the Great, but mainly upon the whole world. Okay, so the Lord has put us in the stead of the prophet, all right, to prophesy and to tell you guys these things. Okay,
because these things are surely going to be done here in these times. Again, the duty of a prophet is That's why I was going to say, if any man speak, let it be as the oracle of the Most High. An oracle is someone that speaks a message from the power, okay? The Heavenly Father, YAHAWASHI, you know, so we're speaking his word, you know? And that's why it can't no condemnation come on to us, because, hey, if you're against us, it means you're against the Lord, you know?
That's right.
But, go ahead. That was it on that spirit of prophecy, yeah. And then grab some of those articles, you know.
Okay, we'll do this one. Let me get the article. God, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 46, verse 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me.
Yep, so that is going to be acknowledged here in these last days. You know, as it says in the book of Jeremiah, it says, the whirlwind of the Lord, you know, that anger is coming, you know, and pretty much you're going to consider it perfectly when it comes. You know, the wrath of the Lord that's coming, you know, you people are going to consider it perfectly, because why it's been told to you. You might not have be able to absorb it, you know, but it says, where they hear forbear, then shall they know a prophet have been among them. You know, so we're out here, you know, in elements every single day. We have regular lives, you know, and that's ultimate witness against you. It says the light's come into the world, but men have loved darkness. You know, so going to the gospel, to say if it be hid, is hid to them that are lost. But the Lord said the sheep, none of them are lost. You know, it's just only a matter of time for they wake up to this truth. You know, but again, going into it, we'll read it again.
God, this is the book of Isaiah 46 and verse 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me.
Yep, so you're not going to give no honor, you know, for the things that are coming on this earth to some other idol. Right. This idol did this, but Jesus did it. No, man, the Lord did this, you know, and he written it down to show that he's doing this, you know. No other, I was going to say, none shall want her mate. There's no other scripture, you know, or book in the world that can top the Bible, you know, because the Bible is full of prophecies, and prophecies are living testimonies, you know. And going into, again, that proves that our Lord, our power is living. He's alive and well, you know. The things he's spoken a long time ago happen here now in 2022, you know. How could you say someone did this on accident? It's all divinely ordered, and it's playing out perfectly as the Lord said it would happen, you know. But continue.
Verse 10, it says, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done.
Right, so all this technology you see here now, you know, going to the prophecy, ultimately going into the chip, all right, you know, technology had to catch up to the Lord's prophecy. Right. You know, it says, and Daniel says, now shall be increased, you know, so things had to, you know, play out, you know, as far as time goes here on this earth, you know, because the Lord is way ahead of us. You know, it's good to say one day unto him is 1,000 years unto us. That's right. You know, so he's a different time than we are, you know, so he spoke of these things thousands of years ago, and it's happening right now as we speak. You know how, you know, the accuracy, you know, you can probably go into probabilities, you can probably figure out, you know, as far as when that prophecy was spoken, you know, by a prophet, you know, until now, right. You know, how you can't guess that, you know, pretty much it's statistically impossible to guess that, you know. The Lord is on point because he's in control, you know, and then from the beginning going into the end, again, we quoted earlier, 2nd and 6th chapter about being Esau. Esau is like a white man's in rulership, you know, so whatever he does is going to foretell the end. It's gonna, and how he's moving and things he's doing on the earth is telling you that we're in the end, you know. And then Jacob became that follow of his, you know, the having happily ever after, you know, the underdog, so to say, that people aren't expecting, you know, going to, you know, the Lord setting up his men that you people walk over and step on. They're going to be new rulers to come in the everlasting kingdom under their Lord, you know.
That's right.
On that.
Let me finish up a little bit more. It says, saying, my counsel shall stand,
yeah, there you go.
And I will do all my pleasure.
Yep. Yeah, so my counsel shall stand. And what's the counsel of the Lord? Where does it come from? His men. He said, when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst. So that's the church, you know. So when the Lord he sends messengers, you know, we're speaking on his behalf. And if we're not being those false prophets, then the Lord's going to kill us, right? So what we speak is a very, very important duty. You know, you can't just be out here freelancing and bullcrapping. You know, what they say, how's it go? Pretty much just winging it, you know. You have to be sent, you know. How do you know a man's been sent by the Lord? Is what he speaks, it comes to pass. All right, the trial of a man is in his reasoning and in his speech, you know. So if a man, what he speaks is bull crap, you're gonna see it, you know. But what we're speaking on our apostles on down is true, man. Okay, they had it right the whole time because the Lord is really dealing with those men, you know.
Yeah, and that's the Lord setting up the prophets in these last days. All right. right, to foretell, to give you guys the interpretation. All right. So here it is from the Bloomberg Wealth. Okay, it says what a U.S. digital dollar means for the future of your wallet. Okay, and it was written March 12th, 2022. Let me get straight to the point.
Yeah.
Okay, it says in the executive order, the administration said that a digital dollar has the potential to support efficient and low-cost transactions,
Right.
particularly for cross-border payments, and would foster greater access to the financial system.
Yep. So this is a whole new world order system that, you know, is coming to life. You know, it says in Habakkuk 2nd chapter, the vision is yet for a time, and it shall speak and not lie. I might have seemed far out in the 50s, 40s. It definitely seemed far out back then, you know, when John the Revelator was prophesying of it,
Right.
which, you know, now we have the better understanding of it because we're in that time, you know. And look now, man, again, it's getting crystal clear, and it's already crystal clear, you know. But again, you know, going into the elect of the Lord, they're gonna figure it out eventually, you know. Right now we're just waiting, ultimately, for the Lord to put, you know, the green light. You know, everything's already in place. You know, if they're talking about, we're talking about it, we're thinking about it. You already know they've been working on this. You know, when the whole pandemic thing happened, they had what
Different simulations. All right, they were already talking about this, you know, years before.
Exactly.
It was already written within some of their plans and policies and laws. So they already knew this thing was going to be rolled out. They was just waiting for the right time for it to roll out.
Exactly.
Just like we're here sitting and waiting for that you know, that one prophecy to happen, and it's coming. We see it because we already see these things in the works. All right, and the Lord has showed us through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI that these things will come to pass. He even stated in I believe it's Psalms 55, going into let me get it right quick, Salakia. Let me get it right quick. All right, it's the book of Psalms. I believe it's 55. Maybe it's Isaiah 55. Salah.
how's it go?
Oh, no, yeah, it must be Isaiah 55. Salah. Isaiah 55 and 11. It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but, Salah, it says, but it shall accomplish that which I please.
Right.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Okay, so this is YAHAWASHI. He's putting the words of what he's speaking through the prophets for these things to come true. So this is why we're going to see these things come to place, all right, as we're reading this article.
Yeah. Yeah, because they said they're doing research, but, you know, again, when the pandemic hit, you know, they already had the so to say cure. You know, a couple weeks after, they already had people lining up for the 19th. You know,
Right.
You know, so how much more when these niggas talking about we're looking into it? You know, they already have it in place. They're just waiting for this financial system to collapse. You know, and that's what's happening as we speak. You know, a lot of these bottlenecks and, you know, these they're purposely destroying this world system so they can put into place their new order system, and it involves that digital dollar. Which, how are you gonna pay for this digital stuff? You know, it says your wallet, right? It's gonna change because it's gonna be in your hand. You know, your right hand on your forehead. That's what they say. You know, the MOTB, all right, which we're all waiting for. You know,
All right. You see a lot of these cryptocurrencies, how they have them all on, you know, getting ready to put them all on one blockchain.
Yep.
This is all coming towards that MOTB. They're trying to put it all underneath one system so that everything could just be all on one transaction, all on one blockchain.
because
Okay.
he's trying to set himself as God on the earth. You know, as you know, we're only supposed to worship the Heavenly Father. You know, through His only begotten Son. You know, He's a jealous power. You know, so Esau's making it to a pyramid scheme to where he's on the top. That's what you got on the back of the dollar bill. You got, you know, the all-seeing eye. Well, you know, his light is spiritual demon Satan, and that's what he's using. You know, in this world, as Job 9:24 tells us, the earth's been given into the hand of the wicked. You know, so him doing diligent search, all these things as far as try to save humanity and fix the world problems, he's all doing on the left-hand side. And what, you know, it says the tender mercy of the wicked are cruel. You know, so this nigga's gonna set you up to get destroyed. You know.
That's it. All right, going back into the article, it says supporters say a digital version of the dollar will offer some of the perks of cryptocurrencies, a safer, faster, and more resilient payment system. Hey, just like I was saying earlier, all right, going onto that same that one blockchain. All this is being geared towards that, and then we're seeing the beginning works of it right now. Okay, you're seeing people putting all their money into the investing of these cryptocurrencies, all right, into these different assets such as the cryptocurrencies. All right, they're all trying to put these things into perspective. We're seeing these things play out. We're seeing how Esau Edom has the basically how he has everything rolled out, but these people are falling into the trap, the snare that he set up for them.
Yeah, because he's breaking you people down. He's squeezing you to where you're in a very vulnerable position. You're full of fear and you're misinformed, so you're easily controlled. You know, so when you're put in adversity, hey, you're gonna be looking for a way out. You know, and the way out for you is what the devil's gonna present you is here. Take this device. You know, just brand yourself. All right, willingly. You know, you have to do these things willingly. You know, and then there you go. That's your salvation, right? But shortly after, you know, that chip is made mandatory. We're gonna be out of here. You know, all hell's already be broken loose. Remember, they're gonna have these green zones. You know, because people are gonna be hungry. You know, they're gonna try to find the easy way out. Right, you know, and the Lord again, He said He snared them in an evil time. You know, people are being led to the slaughter. Okay, we're going to the elect. We see with our eyes crystal clear because the Lord gave us the eyes to see and the ears to hear, so we can avoid the trap. You know, it says in Proverbs the 1st chapter, it says, "Surely the net is spread in vain in the sight of any bird." That net being spread is this devil trying to trap you with this chip. You know, trying to make you fall and love the world again, and you know the stuff you see on TV. You know, it's all because that's that wide and broad gate. You know, but the narrow path that leads onto life. That's the walk we're walking, you know, because at the end of our walk is light, is life everlasting, you know, and that's why the light affliction we're going through now, hey man, it's nothing to be compared. And the Lord's gonna start dealing on a high level, as He says, He's gonna lift up a standard. Because what the hell are we gonna do? All right, when this nigga really starts putting down the hammer, okay, we're at the mercy of YAHAWASHI, you know, and that's what we ultimately hope, man, hope for good, because the Lord is gonna come through. Everything else is coming to pass. How much more again His deliverance that He promises, you know.
I'll go a little bit more into it. Yeah. It says, despite the new guidance from the White House, however, a U.S. central bank currency won't be implemented anytime soon.
Yeah, right. That's that when I shall say peace and safety. Because, you know, the devil don't want you to be on his toes, you know. He wants more space, you know, the ignorance, so he can work. You know, when you don't have your eye on him, that's why it says, never trust thy enemy. When you're always watching a nigga that you don't trust, he can't move how you want to move. You know, that's why Esau, he likes playing the background. Now what we got going on, the boogeyman, all right, blaming everything on Russia. Okay, everything is Russia's fault, you know. But hey, man, it's so much more deeper than that. You know, everybody they're going into that scapegoat, and everybody's pointing a finger. Oh, that's the bad guy. It's their fault. No, man, they're all Edomites. All right, at the top of every industrial, you know, company, everything, all it goes back to Esau because he's in power, so quiet, you know. But he being a fugitive vagabond, he don't want to take the blame. You know, he's having people fight amongst each other. That one book, Behold a Pale White Horse, you know, talks about silent weapons. You know, in a secret war, if you paraphrase it, he's secretly at war with your people, and he's putting pressures on you to where you don't know who to fight. So you're fighting your governors, you're fighting, you know, your neighbors, you know, you're fighting people that have different political views as you. As the Lord said, that the Egyptians shall be set against the Egyptians. You know, so these things are all playing out beautiful. You know, and our investment real soon, man. Especially speaking of our apostles on down, 30+ on years, man, doing this thing. Man, imagine, you know, the wealth that we have, man, going into right now. The Lord said, the poor of this world rich in faith, you know. But you can drop that. If you find anything else, you can think on top of your mind. You said you had something about Russia-Ukraine thing. You know, but all this stuff is all tied together. Oil prices, you know, people say, oh, I could just pay extra on oil. You know, well, you don't understand how, you know, an economic system works. Everything's tied together, you know. So one thing soars up because a lot of stuff from oil comes from your everyday products, you know, plastics, you know, all this stuff, you know, comes from the oil prices, you know. So that's why your food prices and oil prices are all tied together, you know. So, you know, your convenience and all the things people driving these trucks to your stores and the mall, you just pick and choose. And how do you think when you go on Amazon, you order certain things, this stuff costs, you know? So that's why your everyday things are gonna start going up, but you're not getting paid more, you know? So that's why, again, the devil's setting this thing up beautifully. Really, it's the Lord. You can't give this man too much credit because he thinks he's gonna win, all right? But he's ultimately gonna lose. He set himself up in his own snare. He's destroying his own kingdom like a jackass, like he did in the ancient Roman Empire. You know, he didn't learn his lesson, okay? Because that's Mr. Can't Get Right. Let favor be shown on to the wicked. Yeah, we not learn righteousness. He didn't learn nothing, okay? So that's why the Lord's gonna just completely annihilate this man and put him in slavery for 1,000 years, you know?
That's it. All right, I got another article. Gonna get straight to the point. It says from the World Socialist website.org, it says the NATO-Russia conflict spirals out of control. All right, and this is 15 hours ago. I'm gonna go ahead and start right here. It says the Russian government Vladimir Putin finds itself waging war against NATO in all but name, with Ukraine's as the battlefield.
Yeah.
It is responding by ever more directly targeting NATO itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see these threats, all right, they're coming out, all right, more and more. You see Putin, all right, the Lord has his spirit on Putin, all right, to be that more aggressive like nature, all right, as they were before, as you read that in the book of Ezekiel 38. Okay, so we seeing that the Lord is putting his them hooks in his jaws, all right, and turn them back to that same nature how they used to be.
And look how they treating them over there. They cut them off from the world. You know, so now what is he gonna do? You know, when you're brought down to your knees, you know, you gotta go out and fight.
That's right.
You know, so they're cutting them off from the economy, you know, all type of stuff, communication, all the stuff. Certain apps don't even work over here no more. That's from Russia.
That's right.
You know, so what is someone like that gonna do? He gonna fight, man. You know, because he has nothing left. You know, and these other nations talking about fight with NATO. Well, we know how prophecy goes. Them that have been confederate with each other have deceived thee.
That's right.
You know, so NATO and the EU, they're gonna deceive so-called America. You know, because it goes into Revelation 17th chapter. How the beast shall hate the whore, and it's gonna burn this place with fire. They're gonna shoot missiles too. So this next world war, it looks like it's gonna be everybody on the American side again. They're gonna be fighting against Russia, the boogeyman, China, all these boogeymans. Right, but no, they're gonna shoot missiles all at America. You know, they're gonna be missiles flying here and there, back and forth, but really, it's gonna be all to be set up to destroy so-called America, being Babylon the Great. You know,
Right, and hey, it's the lead up to it. This is the very lead up to it.
exactly.
Reads on. It says, on Sunday, a Russian missile strike leveled a military training base just 15 miles from the border with Poland, a NATO ally.
Yep.
It says the base had been used by NATO personnel to train Ukrainian forces and had previously hosted international NATO drills. On the same day, the U.S. State Department confirmed that an American journalist, Brent Renaud, had been killed in Irpin, outside the capital of Kyiv. The head of Kyiv's regional police claimed that he was shot by Russian forces. So you can see the dramatics, the conflict. All this is coming, all right, from what? From who? Russia. All right, so we see that it's going to be an escalating different things happening towards, you know, the closer to Yahawashi's second coming.
Yeah.
All right, and we see Russia, all right, being that aggressor, all right, and he's going to lead a lot of these nations to turn back on America. All right, because they're going to see what the power, all right, and that the spirit that the Lord has on Russia. All right, it's really ultimately it's the whole story of YAHAWASHI, but it's going to use Russia to and these other allied countries that's within the NATO, all right, to shoot up against Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
All right, and this is just the beginning of parts of it. The Lord using Russia, okay, what being that guard unto them.
Yep, because the nakedness of America is being shown. You know, that glory that America had, you know, this beautiful woman, you know, all the nice things you think in a woman, you know, a beautiful face, nice body, you know, very classy, you know, respectful, you know, very smart and witty, you know. Well, America's being seen for what it really is. And that's why, again, these nations are waking up and they're starting to side with Russia, you know, because you got a political machine being played and a lot of misinformation is being spewed out, and you people are out. That's why it says a great confusion. This place is called the Babylon the Great, you know. So people are confused and really just want to ignore it. You know, you don't want nothing to do with that. Say, oh, that got nothing to do with us. It affects you very well. Okay, a lot of people getting ready to send over to drafts. Okay, a lot of you about to start losing your comforts. All right, because it's all going to lead to the time of Jacob's trouble. You know, and it's not going to get better. Okay, this stuff's not going to go away. It's not going to be some new peace treaty and everything just subsides. All this boiling, fizzling. Okay, it's gonna you know, flatten the plateau out. It's not going to happen. Okay, this place is going to hit to a peak. Satan's it's been divided, okay, against Satan, okay, because these are Edomites at these summits and these meetings, okay. They can't come into agreement, okay. So what now with the economy, the world economy about to collapse? What's next? A world war. And that's what happened. World War I, World War II. It's all tied into the financial system, you know. We grab a couple more, probably close out because we're at 25 minutes. So if you got
one more,
yeah, if you got some, go ahead. That one, the Watchman, you know, maybe. Isaiah 62.
All right, let's get that one.
Yeah, instead of Watchman, you know.
All right, it's the book of Isaiah 62, verse 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall neither hold their peace day nor night.
Yep. So, you know, going into, you know, if you really want the truth, all right, hey, what Yahushua said that, you know, you have not chosen me, but I've chosen you. You So the truth will, if it's for you, it's out there. We're out there on highways and byways, week in and week out, putting it on the YouTube, our daily videos. Again, speaking our Apostle Nose on down, the truth's out there. Okay, it's just this thing is very precious. But truth is always going to prevail. So if you want to know what's really going on, all right, you go to the prophets. That's how it's supposed to be. That's the ancient way. If there's something going on, you're trying to figure out, you go to the prophets, you go to a seer, to know what's going on. So the Lord setting up watchmen for the nation of Israel. All right, again, being so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, all right, you're supposed to go onto them and inquire, okay, the counsel of the Lord. And that's what we tell you every single day, okay, what's coming, all right, and what to expect, okay, and how you should prepare yourself, Those things, the Lord, again, gave the office of the prophets to do that. That's why it says in 2 Chronicles, 36th chapter, they misused the prophets. So that's what's going to happen to our people, because they're stiff-necked, rebellious people.
Hey, and the Lord set up what? He set up the watchmen, the prophets, okay, to give you guys what? The interpretation of the times. Okay, this is the reason why we're out here, to give you guys the interpretation of the times and to give you guys the warning. Okay, like the brothers say, they misuse the prophets, all right, they walk by as they scorn, but it's going to come down to your own downfall because you didn't take heed unto what the prophets were saying. But really, in truth, all right, it's YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI that was really talking to you. Okay,
yep.
So
that's why Proverbs 1st chapter, the Lord says He's gonna mock at you, laugh at you when the sick comes upon you, because hey man, Yahweh said, "Have I not come, they have not sinned, but now therefore I've come." There's no cloak for this sin, So hey man, blood's off our hands, and now you got a responsibility. That's up onto you. You got to make a decision, and you're running out of time. Okay, get it while it's hot. The famine of the word is coming. See the Lord while He may be found, because again, hey, this is a privilege, us being on the YouTube, freely giving you what's going on to the best of our ability. But we know the script, we know the bigger picture, and that's why it says when there's no vision, the people perish. So not having a vision of prophets, you're gonna perish, So again, that's why the Lord talked about, why you had the light, walk in the light, that you be children of the light, So we have the light, we are the men on the high tower with the lighthouse, so to say, So that's why going into us, that confidence, man, let not the incredulity of them trouble you. We have the truth, bro, So hey, that's all we need. Okay, you can go around and change your narrative and story, but the script always stays the same. Okay, that's why we don't worry about what you people got to say, because we know what's going on through the Spirit called YAHAWASHI.
That's right. Going back in verse 6, Isaiah 62, verse 6, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall neither hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord Yahawah by Hashem YAHAWASHI, keep not silence.
Yeah, so we're supposed to do this. We're supposed to go out and sigh and cry. We're supposed to lift up our voice like a trumpet and spare nobody. Okay, we gotta gird ourselves up. The Lord told Jeremiah, don't be afraid of these people. I'm with you. I'm gonna be with you. But you gotta go out and prophesy. There's no excuse. All right, if the Spirit's on you, okay, which is all about order, man. You can't just go out and do your own thing. It's not a freestyle. Grab the controller and start doing a free for all. But the Spirit's dealing, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. Eventually that remembrance will kick in, because this is not our rest. This is not the place you want to call home, right? This place you see now is going to be dissolved, okay, very shortly soon. All right, so that's why I told when Proverbs 8th chapter, the Lord said, "Blessed he that watches for me daily." If you're paraphrasing, yeah, grab it. So we can probably close on that, because we're supposed to be looking up, okay. Basing on to the day, okay, constantly, always, with the elder Apostle Kabar's channel, daily edification. It's supposed to be daily. It's 8, I think.
It's the book of Proverbs 8, verse 34. I'm sorry, verse 33. It says, "Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not."
Right, because that's why it says Isaiah 33:6, wisdom now should be stability at time. So this word is truly a treasure, okay, but it's hidden in plain sight. The Lord righteously deceives people too. He says to deceive and deceive are his. So that's why the Lord talks about not judging by appearance. Okay, what is the message? Okay, and if you can hear the words, that means the Lord's ultimately dealing with you. No matter what you look like, because there are Israelite foreigners. All right, your spirit goes back to the Lord. The children of Israel. It says the Spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are those children. So don't let nobody discourage you in that part too.
That's right. Verse 34. It says, "Blessed is the man that heareth me."
Yeah, so you're blessed that you hear the words of the Lord. Okay, truly you're blessed. Okay, you know, and at time we're really gonna see how blessed we really are. You know, but that's why it's you gotta fight yourself daily, examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. All right, you know, it's a constant fight to hold on, the good fight of faith. You know, but what we have is pressure. And anybody gonna say, yeah, you know, it's all about faith. You know, but in that day, the Lord's gonna justify you because you held your faith. You know, it said, because it kept the word of my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of temptation. You know,
That's right. Reads on. It says, blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates,
there you go.
waiting at the post of my doors.
Right. So, and it's going to his word, you know, that Yahawashi said, I am the door, you know, and every man, how it goes, if any man knock, I will sup with them, you know, so sup with me, he gonna talk, he gonna commune, he gonna break bread with you, you know, that's what the Lord does, and, you know, this is all making for sure.
That's right.
But,
That's it.
yeah, that's the point, man. We ran off with this thing. It's all the spirit of the Lord, bro. Of course, those words be edifying, as those will give all praises to Yahawah, Ba'Hashem, Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem, Rakak, double honors again to the elders and apostles of GreatMillstone. Peace and blessing to the elect of Israel. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Yes, sir. Can't really see. Did I hit it? Oh, Lord.